not accepting mediocrity, always focused on striving to be the best. It makes us successful in having buildings that are vibrant and engaged with life. We strive to do what's best for our residents. We focus on what's important to us as a company, but most important, what's the best for our residents and their families and what they need. This is a home-like environment. That's the base. And then from that point, we look at where are we geographically in a market. The majority of our residents come from within some vicinity of where we are, within a mile or 3 miles or 5 miles. And we look for that inspiration of that community to drive how we design and build. What's the decor of the building look like? What are the residents and families accustomed to? And not trying to pigeonhole something in that we believe is the right thing to go there. We find that true inspiration from the community itself. So when a resident, a family, or prospective resident or family walks in, there's a level of comfort knowing that something's familiar. When it comes to making the hard decision with a loved one, or spouse for that matter, walking into a community and feeling good about that environment, or sitting down in the dining room and having lunch with a couple of other residents or staff members and feeling the experience starts to help in the decision-making process, where a level of guilt starts to go away and they only focus on what's important for that loved one. And so I think it's a really important part of what we do when we design architecturally, when we do interior design, when we furnish our buildings, that family members and loved ones and spouses feel good so that we can take away one part, hopefully, of that really difficult decision to make the move. We treat every individual that's in our community with dignity and give them the pride that they all deserve. And it's important for me to let people know that when you look at our dining experience, when you go into a memory care building, we treat our residents identically the same as our traditional assisted living folks. We treat them with the same dignity. And when you sit down in our dining venues, it's fine china, it's fine linens, it's fine stemware. Those are all things that every single one of our residents all deserve. When they first move in, everybody has a tendency to do one thing. If it's not being engaged in activities right away, it's sitting down to breakfast, sitting down to lunch, sitting down to dinner. And if we can engage them in a culinary experience, a dining experience that's exceptional, with farm-to-table inspired dining menus, we can start to pull them in. We look to that as the catalyst that really starts to move that individual into enjoying our communities, enjoying life, and starting to live a really great quality, engaged life. We've purchased our own farm. It's a 50-acre working farm that's been farmed for about the last 50 or 60 years. And it's something that's truly unique to our industry. It's truly unique to Maplewood Senior Living. And it's something that shows that we're committed. By doing something like this, shows the level of commitment that we're willing to make sure that we have the best in sustainability, the best in engagement, and bringing our residents even into that mix. Creating concierge level services provides an opportunity for us to give a little bit extra. And I think providing choice is important. And I think concierge level service is about choice. When we talk about services like that, we talk about salons and spas and giving what people deserve. Those are all things that make people feel good. And it's living in the moment. And those services allow people to live in the moment. I look at concierge services as providing experiences. The most important thing to me is attention to detail. Making sure that I walk the buildings, I meet the residents, or I meet the staff and associates. And I think as you grow as an organization, there are always challenges with that. And if I'm not able to get out every day like I used to do, I've implored senior management to walk the way I would walk through the community, as if they are owners of the community. And there's times when, my son was 6 or 7 years old when Danbury opened up, and he and I would go to Maplewood at Danbury on the weekends. And I'd hand him a broom or hand him a shovel and say, sweep the sidewalks, pick up the garbage if there's anything out there, and instill what's important and the value of paying attention to the details, making sure that you're always making sure that things are done right, that the environment is clean, that the environment is safe. The culture that we've built has led to everybody having that same philosophy of nothing is too small to be unimportant.